Good evening. This is Liner Smith from Sense Memory, and this evening we are going to be having an olfactif experience. Yes, it's the June arrival of the olfactif fragrance samples, and a little extra surprise that came with it and came separate from it. I'll tell you about it after the intro. So I'm enjoying a bit of chai tea, which is really spicy with cinnamon and cloves and other spices and black tea. I'm enjoying it this afternoon, this evening in my movie star kitchen. As you can see, there are some movie stars on the wall, and actually they're all around, kind of just cheering up a small, intimate little kitchen of mine. So right up here we have Hedy Lamarr, and that is Gary Cooper. And that is Marlene Dietrich. Over here, Bette Davis. Here's Gilbert Roland, who started in silent films and worked all the way up into the 70s. And there you can barely see is Rita Hayworth. And then here is Elizabeth Taylor, 1964, and Elizabeth Taylor, 1984, taken by her good friend Roddy McDowell. And those two photographs actually were given to me by a friend who worked in the photography lab that was developing the pictures for Roddy McDowell, and he spirited those two off for me and gave them to me as a gift, and I just really treasure them. They're really wonderful. The olfactif package, as I mentioned, came today, and today's beautiful presentation is all about summer, and olfactif sent three perfumes for us to sample today. The first one is Cologne de Maghreb by Tower Parfums, Andy Tower in Switzerland. It's all natural oriental citrus, and the notes are citrus accord, citrus aberrine, cedarwood, Java vetiver oil, or Java vetiver oil, bergamot, lemon, neroli, orange blossom, lavender, rosemary, rose absolute, rose essential oil, and clary sage. Now, the second one is by Jardin d'Ecrivain, is Wild, and it's inspired by Oscar Wilde, and it is meant to be reminiscent of a walk through a rainy grapevines. The notes are bergamot, grape, fig, carnation, tea, oak moss, and vetiver. And then the last one is Mosaic by Imaginary Authors, and we all know that Imaginary Authors is really taking off. Josh Meyer is quite a creative, wonderful perfumer from the Pacific Northwest. He's located in Portland, Oregon. And this one is crisp, cooling, like a mineral spring. The notes are petitgrain, bergamot, oak moss, cedarwood, limestone, and artesian wells. Anyway, let's try them and see what my impressions are. The first fragrance is Andy Tower's Cologne du Maghreb, and the little extra I told you about was that my friend Jeffrey Dame, who's the president of Hypalux Incorporated, which is a distributor in America, in the United States, of perfumes for several houses. Among them are, let me read them to you here. He takes care of business for Tower Parfums, for Théo Carbonel, Paris, Parfum de Micallef, I'm sorry about that, Biel Parfums, Parfum Kunstwerk, and Parfums Retro. Parfums Retro did that wonderful Grand Coeur, which was so beautiful. Anyway, about a week or so ago, Jeffrey sent me a sample to test of a Cologne de Maghreb. So I had a sneak peek of this and wore it for a couple of days and found it very interesting. And I have it on again. Now, it's a cologne, an eau de cologne, so it doesn't last more than, I would say, 4 hours at the most, but it's quite beautiful. It is very, it's like you walk into a bar, and there's lots of citron and all kinds of lemons and limes and oranges, and the bartender's peeling them for the drinks he's going to make that night. Anyway, it kind of has that feeling, but also it's a smart, masculine, grown-up cologne. It's quite beautiful, but like I said, its longevity is short-lived, so that might be a problem for some people. But I like it. I really think it's one of my favorite Andy Towers. Now, the second one on the list is Wild, inspired by Oscar Wilde. So I haven't tried this one. Go at it. It smells like a candy shop. That's very interesting. So it's got bergamot, grape, fig, carnation, tea, oak moss, and vetiver. It's interesting that there's nothing really sweet in there. Maybe the grape. That's what... grape soda. That's what it is. Not a candy shop, but grape soda. Now, I can't picture Oscar Wilde sipping on a grape soda, even during his time in the West, when he was going down the mines, visiting all the miners and having a great time with them. You might say a gay old time. But it's interesting, but not my cup of tea by a long shot, I would say. No. Too sweet, too immature for my taste, but interesting nonetheless. Now, if you like a sweet parfum, it might be up your alley. And it definitely does have the smell of summer. I mean, the grape soda, it sounds like, it smells like a day at the public pool in 1964. Let's put it that way. So the last one, okay, the last one is Mosaic by Imaginary Authors. Now, I know this should be a story that goes with this, and unfortunately I haven't checked it out yet, but usually, always with Imaginary Authors, there's an imaginary author is created, the story behind the book is created, but all we know about this one is that it is a crisp, cooling mineral spring. So let's see what kind of story we can come up with. You know, it says it has a limestone note, and I'll be damned if I can't smell limestone, wet limestone, which is a summery smell I remember from when I grew up in Southern California. I lived near a quarry, and there was water in the bottom of it. We used to go there in the summer and I can't say swim in it, it wasn't that deep, but we'd fool around, you know, splash around in the bottom of the quarry in the water. It's really nice. I like this. I really like this. Petitgrain, bergamot, oak moss, and cedarwood are really prevalent, and the limestone. And I guess that watery feeling I'm getting that reminds me of that the mixture of the limestone walls of that quarry, and it comes from that his note of artesian well. And artesian wells are wells that are natural and push the water up through the rock. It really is unusual and quite interesting, and I gotta tell you, it's a Josh Meyer perfume. I mean, if you smell his perfumes, there's no mistaking. He really is creative and quite wonderful perfumer. Really beautiful. Of the three, I think this one is a winner for me. So there you have it. The 3 perfumes for June of 2014 from Olfactif. I'll put a link down below if you're interested in joining the Olfactif club, and you can find out about joining at $18 a month. So anyway, that's it for June, and this is Lanier Smith saying, remember, wear what you love and not what they say you should like. Talk to you later.